And greetings and welcome back to Jalapeña, a Gargoyles Garcast. My name is Jason Roy Gaston. This is VHS Jason. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. Welcome to our little clan. And the premise of the show is my friend has never seen Disney's Gargoyles. He's walking his way through it. I've seen it multiple times. I'm a huge fan. And, well, I'm basically breaking his gargoyle cherry right now. So I hope that you will come with us.
To be fair, you can't really be upset that I never saw it. I mean, we only got electricity 10 years ago in Australia.
Yes, so. I know. We all overcome our own little deficiencies. Speaking of which, speaking of deficiencies, family is the target of this episode. It's the theme of this episode. This is Her Brother's Keeper, written by Michael Reeves, who writes a lot of Gargoyles episodes.
I have noticed his name a few times now.
Yes. Believe it or not, this is a story about Elisa and her brother. Her brother, Derek, who we have met before. We met in the infamous Elisa Gets Shot episode. He is a policeman, just like Elisa, not quite as high on the totem pole. He's a helicopter pilot. And Elisa is tailgating Xanatos in a helicopter because, I'm sorry, my cat is tearing something up over there, and I don't know what she's doing. Stop that! Okay. She's up. I have like this little cat gym over there. And she's literally on the wall, and she's ripping at something.
So destructive, cats.
Little gargoyle yourself. Okay, anyway. Elisa is basically tailing Xanatos in a helicopter because every time she uses a car, Owen, who I've said before, do not underestimate Owen, always spots them and evades them. So she's like, I'm gonna follow him in a helicopter. That way he won't see me. And I love the first scene in Xanatos' limo. He's sitting there going, are they still up there, Owen?
I love
There's a lot of very subtle humor in this series.
I just love that's probably the most expensive tailing that police department's ever done in a while. I'm sure fuel for a helicopter ain't cheap.
Elisa's going to be called to HR after this episode for multiple reasons that we will get into. So meanwhile, back at the clock tower, the trio are acting like brats to each other. They're arguing about petty things, and Goliath tells them, cut it out. Stop it. Yeah. I'm gonna gargoyle slap all three of you if you don't stop. I'm gonna slap you so hard you're gonna turn into stone. It's the theme of this episode is brothers and sisters, by the way, in case you haven't mentioned it yet. And in case this needs to be hammered into your head even harder, look, we got another brother and sister.
We do.
It's Jackal and Hyena. They're getting ready to steal a diamond.
Yeah.
Jackal looks like he's making fart sounds with his mouth, and Hyena's just like, I can't take you anywhere with me. Oh my God. So yeah, these two were in the pack episode. They're two that apparently did not get arrested, and why would they? They'd been beaten up and left, I guess, on a rooftop. So they woke up. They're like, everybody else has been arrested. Wow, that's so weird. And then they just kind of crept away. But they're there to steal a diamond because they don't believe in the lure. But the diamond they're going to steal is bought by Xanatos, who just thinks it's going to look perfect in that little corner over there.
Yes.
So Jackal and Hyena, they react in a very measured and intellectual way. They decide to start kicking everybody with flying kicks and steal the diamond from Xanatos. Somebody calls the police, and wouldn't you know it, there's a police helicopter nearby. It's Elisa. Yeah, Elisa and Derek. They come in, and as they're coming in, Hyena, as often she does, produces a bazooka out of nowhere and fires at the helicopter, hits the back rotor, and Derek, being the skilled pilot that he is, brings it in safely. And during this, the only reason why they didn't get blown to bits is because Xanatos basically like bumped her, so she missed the target. Which again, Xanatos is not a bad guy. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say this every single chance I get. David Xanatos is not a villain. He doesn't
think... hard to watch, though, because it confuses you all the time. And that's what's interesting about it. Because we're all programmed to go, he's the bad guy, he's the bad guy. But he does heroic things sometimes.
He does.
Selfless things sometimes.
He does what is best for David Xanatos. Sometimes that makes him the Gargoyles' enemy. Sometimes it makes him the Gargoyles' ally. But ultimately, we're going to find out that he's out for himself and he's out for his city because his city is where he keeps all his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite lines from The Tick is whenever somebody said they're going to blow up the earth, he goes, "You can't blow up the earth. That's where I keep all my things." That's David Xanatos right there. "You can't take over New York City. That's where I keep all my diamonds." Yeah. So Jackal and Hyena get away and Xanatos congratulates Derek on a fantastic landing because he notices talent when he sees it. And he offers Derek a job.
I don't know what he's considering because I'd be like, take it. I take it right now.
Yeah.
How much?
I would work in that BA castle in the sky for minimum wage. Just tell me what I'm doing. Oh, you want me to shine your shoes? Absolutely. You want me to fire a laser at winged monsters that come out of the clouds? Give me the laser. I just want to work in this castle. Now, this brings a lot of funny moments, I think. One of my favorite is when Elisa is talking to her dad. And she says, he's breaking tradition. He's going to break Mom's heart. Yeah, that's going to break your mom's heart. She'll talk him out of it. Cuts over there. The great Nichelle Nichols back as Elisa's mom says, "Of course you should quit if you want to quit, baby. I'm going to be proud of you no matter what." I laughed out loud when that happened. Now, Elisa is, of course, telling Derek, don't work for him. He is Satan. David Xanatos is Snidely Whiplash. He is a horrible human being, and he will get you killed or he'll turn you evil.
Just projecting a little bit, isn't she?
She really is. And quite honestly, although you can understand where she's coming from because of her dealings with Xanatos before, Derek has good points as well. One of which is, he did something illegal and he did his time. What more do you want from him? Why are you harassing him? He hasn't done anything wrong. And
it's throughout this very fair point.
Throughout this entire episode, you can argue that really Xanatos only does one thing shady. And that is he hires an assassin to take a hit on himself. That's shady? Yeah. But is it really like world-ending stuff? And, I'm talking to somebody who has foreknowledge of what Xanatos does in the future.
I thought you were going to say, I'm talking to someone who has hired an assassin on himself before.
Well, who hasn't? It was my birthday. I treated myself, okay?
Sorry, go on.
Those kids at Pizza Hut, they were so surprised. But yeah, Elisa, I think she's completely unhinged in this episode. And here is one of the things I'm talking about right here.
Oh, yes.
Elisa walks through the men's dressing room and tells them, "Close your eyes, boys." Okay, number one, that's not how things work.
Yeah.
That is not how things work, Elisa. Yeah. As it says here, she's going to have a talk with HR, both about the sexual harassment and the helicopter that she no doubt booked against regulations. But Derek tells her he's taking the job and she can't talk him out of it. They get into a really heated argument, understandably so. I do like how they've written this episode that neither side is correct. Neither side is 100%.
It's very honest to family arguments.
It really is. And of course,
I'm always right in my family arguments.
Same. I'm always right in your family arguments too. The brothers, in the meantime, are assigned to watch the castle, and of course, they're just bickering with each other and
spoiled brats. That's what
really
this episode
are. They're very rivalish with each other.
No, they're spoiled because they're getting used to the New York life. That's how they started the episode. They're spoiled. They've accommodated to this reality this time, maybe a bit too much.
Hey, you know what? I'm the same way, because if you take away air conditioner, I get upset. And I start complaining like bad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get all sweaty, and I'm just going to be all mean. Y'all don't understand how mean I'm going to get. So Elisa is looking for dirt on Xanatos to convince her brother that he should not associate with him. And who does she go and see? She sees Fox. Fox tells her that David Xanatos funds the pack, and that he's the smartest man that she's ever met, and that she draws little pictures of him and makes dolls out of her little belly button lint just so she can be a little bit closer to him. She's a little cray-cray a little bit.
Yeah.
And
but goes to the thing of putting that makeup on every day.
It's a tattoo.
Oh, is it a tattoo?
It is a tattoo, and you know that had to hurt.
Oh, yeah, especially around the eyelid part.
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, it is a tattoo. I think they established that later, that it's a tattoo. What is this picture right here? Oh, there we go. So Hyena and Jackal, they go after Xanatos and Derek one more time with a helicopter, and the Gargoyles basically take their toys away from him and take the helicopter, and they make it into a gargoyle helicopter. Now, I know what you're asking yourself right now. What in the world does a gargoyle need with a helicopter? Well, there was a toy line. And in that toy line, there was the Night Striker.
That looks awesome. Do you have
it?
That?
Really does. I don't have any Gargoyles toys. I only have the NECA figures. I want to start collecting the originals, but they are kind of pricey.
And it's got the firing battle rocket, so you know some kid choked on that.
Absolutely. But then again, this just brings the old question back. Why does a gargoyle need a Night Striker? Because it's there. Or to get to the other side. Take your pick.
Well, technically also they glide. They don't fly. So maybe a helicopter that gets them really high up. So then they
but you know that one of these days they're going to jump out and just get chopped up in the rotor. And I don't think that you can like stone up and heal from that. I just don't think it's possible. But based on the fact that Jackal and Hyena are going to go try to kill Xanatos again, the Gargoyles and Elisa take the Garcopter and fly up to upstate New York, where, true to form, Jackal and Hyena try to kill Xanatos. The Gargoyles step in and stop him, and the day is saved. And then we get something very interesting at the end. Instead of going, oh my gosh, what are these things? Oh my gosh. Derek simply responds with, wow, Xanatos was telling the truth. They are real. So Derek was told about the Gargoyles and just didn't believe them. But there they are, right there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Goliath is there with the big lesson. Like, you two are brother and sister. All my brothers and sisters are dead. They're dead and they're never coming back. They're all dead. So, yeah, your brother, your sister, you need to respect each other, and you need to just respect each other's wishes.
No, she needs to stop picking on her little brother. That's what she needs to do.
And she needs to stay the heck out of the men's dressing room.
Yes.
Because that's just wrong. So Elisa decides to respect her brother's wishes. She doesn't give him her blessing, but she does give him a tape recorder and says, okay, listen, this is something that was said about Xanatos. Listen to it. Don't listen to it. I would be a bad sister if I didn't give this to you. And so she hands over the tape recorder. Oh my gosh. It's 1990s. It's a tape recorder. It's got actual tape in it. And
there you go. Rick rolled back in the day.
Yes.
The OG
and she leaves them there, and Derek continues to work for Elisa's greatest enemy. Well, second greatest enemy. I guess Damona's her greatest enemy. Or wouldn't
Damona's got to be everybody's greatest enemy.
I know. Damona is just in everybody's crawl. But anyway, Derek is left alone. He's working for Xanatos, and I'm sure that absolutely nothing terrible or life-altering is ever going to happen to him.
No, he'll be fine. He'll be safe.
Yeah,
probably got a good retirement plan. Excellent medical insurance.
Oh, sure. It's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. But that was Her Brother's Keeper. I enjoyed this episode. We've been getting some good character building episodes lately, and sometimes, especially in this first season, we kind of forget Elisa is there.
Yeah.
And it's not that she's not an important character. She is, but she's just kind of periphery most of the time, over here on the edge of the screen going, hi, I'm in this series too. This is my only line. And then you don't see her again.
Especially when they're doing the world building and going back in time and coming forward. She only really has a background role to play there, doesn't she?
Yeah, and you can argue that her biggest episode so far, she was in a coma for. So it's good to see a spotlight on Elisa and what makes her tick, even if she is kind of a pervert.
Yeah.
I liked it. It's slower moving than most. The gargoyle helicopter makes no sense. Jackal and Hyena are fun at this point. They're not annoying yet.
It's a character piece.
It's a character piece.
And I like that. It gave me a lot of confidence too, because at this point, well, I already know all the episodes, but it goes, well, they knew they had a second season at this point, because you're not doing the second to last episode of a one series show and doing a character piece. So they're already, it must have been halfway through the first season, they got the green light, because I have noticed in the second half of the season, we are diverting off to focused episodes, which means they're heading towards something big.
Yes, indeed they are. And as a matter of fact, next episode, which is episode, 12 or 13? I don't know what it is.
I think it's 13. If
Lucky 13 is the season finale. Season 1 is coming to an end. And we're going to get introduced to another major character, if you can believe that. I know, it's almost like, wow, how many characters does this show have? A lot. A rich backlog of characters. And this is a fan favorite and voiced by yet another Star Trek alumni.
Oh, who?
Oh, I'm going to let you find out. But let's just say we get a little reunion in the next episode. We get a TNG reunion. So
lovely.
Yes. So be sure to join us for that episode next week. If you would like to join us on Patreon, please do. You can visit the link in the video description below. You can get exclusives that other people don't get. You can get early access to a lot of videos, and you can also become a member of the channel, and we'd love to have you here. And with that, it is time for us to vamoose. Thank you very much. This has been Jalapeña, a Gargoyles Garcast. Have a pleasant day.
What? No, we're not going to say anything.
Nah, I'm still contemplating that stupid helicopter.